All right, everyone, welcome. How is everyone? Hope everyone is still staying safe. Hello to my people here at Holly Hall too, as well. Glad to see familiar faces as usual. Thank you so much for joining us as usual. My name is Jeff Luna. I'm the admissions coordinator here at Holly Hall for Independent and Assisted Living, for those of you who don't know who I am. We do have some residents here in person with us for our presentation today. And today's topic is 10 life-changing wellness tips. And our presenter today is our very own wellness director, Liliana Burnett. So she will be doing a presentation on some helpful tips for you to hopefully use on a daily basis. So we will go ahead and get started. And so with that, welcome Liliana, and the floor is yours.
Okay, just minimize that. Is it ready to be recorded? Okay. Okay. Hi, everyone. As Jeff said, my name is Liliana Burnett. I'm the Director of Wellness here at Holly Hall Retirement Community. A little background information about me. I have a bachelor's of science in human nutrition and foods with a minor in psychology. I'm a certified personal trainer with the National Association of Sports Medicine and a certified wellness and health coach. I've worked in the health and wellness industry for over 15 years and gained valuable experience at various organizations such as the Harris County Health Department, Houston Independent School District, the Houstonian Club and Spa. I worked in corporate and community wellness at Methodist Hospital and UT Physicians. I'm a proud mother of two amazing boys, Colton, who's 18, Dylan, who's 12 years old. And I decided to put this presentation together because I think these wellness tips are important. They're easy to do, but most importantly, they make you well. Going on with the presentation slide. Okay, just a moment. Hold on just a moment. Oh, there's an empty slide in here. Okay, there somehow is an empty slide in here that I don't need. Here we go. From beginning. Okay. Yes, let me do that real quick. Okay. Okay, so before I get started, I wanted to talk about this great book. I wanted to mention this great read since we're on the topic of wellness. And I want you all to think for a moment about what our ultimate goals are and why we're interested in life-changing tips. To me, it's simple: longevity, not only to live long, but to live a healthy and well life. Experts say that the secret to longevity is 30% genetics, which you have no control over, and 70% environmental and lifestyle choices, which you do. Researchers estimate that in the US today, the average adult expectancy is about 78 years, but that is likely to drop due to high rates of chronic diseases, many of which are preventable with simple lifestyle changes, some of which we're going to discuss today. However, there are pockets of people around the world with the highest life expectancy, or the largest number of people who reach age 100. Dan Buettner, author of the best-selling Blue Zones, teamed up with National Geographic to find the world's longest lived people, study them, and then take lessons learned from these populations to spread them within the US borders and elsewhere. Researchers observed that people living in blue zones shared several common behavioral and lifestyle characteristics, despite being from different areas of the world and different races, nationalities, and religions. Particularly, these investigators of the blue zones reported strong family coherence, avoidance of smoking, plant-based diet, moderate and daily physical activity, very important, and social engagement, where people of all ages were socially active and they integrated into the community. Those 5 places around the world that he found that met that criteria was Sardinia, Italy. There's a place in Greece called Ikaria, a place in Japan, Okinawa, Nicoya, Costa Rica, and a place in the United States, Loma Linda, California. And most of the wellness tips I'll be discussing today go hand in hand with what the investigators found from the blue zones. So the first wellness tip, meditation. And by the way, these wellness tips are in no particular order. There are some that I feel to elaborate a little bit more on. So meditation, very important, relaxing the body, quieting the mind, awakening the spirit. Meditation encourages a deepening of consciousness or awareness, facilitating a deeper understanding of self and others. We can't see or touch it, but stress is something that affects many people. Stress not only increases your blood pressure and heart rate in the short term, it also affects the immune system, brain function, and other organs long term. One of the easiest ways to manage stress is by meditating for a few minutes each day. There are many different forms of meditation that can help you relax the mind, body, and soul. Meditation works by affecting the sympathetic nervous system, and it fosters intuition, creativity, and connection with your inner self. As Time magazine reported in 2003 cover story, meditation began to be seriously studied for its medical benefits in the 1960s when a researcher in India found that yogis could meditate themselves into trances so deep that they didn't react when hot test tubes were pressed against their arms. And yet meditation remained on the fringe of science, the kind of topic that was brushed off by mainstream Western researchers. In fact, Harvard Medical School professor Dr. Herbert Benson waited until late night to moderate a study on meditation in 1967, at which point he found that people meditating used 17% less oxygen, lowered heart rates, and produced increased brain waves that could help with sleep. He went on to publish the relaxation response and founded the Mind Body Medical Institute, continuing to pioneer for meditation's benefits on biology. He, and I quote, he said, "All I've done is put a biological explanation on techniques that people have been utilizing for thousands of years." So there are physical, emotional, psychological, and spiritual benefits of meditation. It increases your levels of energy, creativity, spontaneity, lowers the blood pressure, like I mentioned before. It increases your exercise tolerance. You're better able to concentrate. It's a great way to clear your mind, decreases depression, anxiety, and many other benefits. There are many techniques and forms of meditation, but the main focus really is on the breathing. For most meditative practices, the breath is very important because it's connected with both the mind and body. If we're anxious, frightened, or upset, our breath tends to be shallow, irregular, and quick. If we're relaxed, settled, or calm, our breath tends to be more slow, deep, and regular. Meditation is simpler than most people think. However, there are some key points that you should note. First of all, you want to make sure to take a seat, find a place to sit that you feel calm and quiet in. You want to set a time limit. If you're just beginning, you might want to start with a short duration of, say, 5 to 10 minutes. You want to make sure you notice your body. You can sit in a chair with your with your feet on the floor. You could sit loosely, cross-legged. You could kneel, all is fine. Just make sure you're stable and in a position where you can stay for a while. You want to make sure to feel your breath. Follow the sensation of your breath as it goes in and out. You want to notice when your mind has wandered. Inevitably, your attention will leave the breath and wander to other places. When you get around to noticing that your mind has wandered, take a few seconds, a minute, 5 minutes, simply return your attention to the breath. You want to be kind to your wandering mind. Don't judge yourself or obsess over the content of your thoughts you find yourself lost in. Just come back. You want to close with kindness. When you're ready, gently lift your gaze. If your eyes are closed, open them. Take a moment and notice any sounds in the environment. Notice your thoughts, your emotions, and how you feel at that particular moment. There are many online videos for beginners on how to meditate, but I'd like to share with you this 1-minute video on meditation. For those of you that have never meditated before, it's just 1 minute. For those of you watching at home, if you're not in a comfortable position, feel free to get into one. Turn it up right here.
Soften your face, your neck, and shoulders. Do your best to fully let go. And turn your attention to the breath. The calming breath. The soothing breath. A long, slow breath. Full and deep. Breathing in. I'm calm. Breathing out. I'm happy.
Okay. That's harder than it is really when you say it. One of the things about this is really focusing on relaxing the muscles in your face. And I know for me, I have a hard time at the beginning just relaxing my face to begin with. So, but it's really great. There's lots of great videos online for that. Just a moment. When I play the video, I have to, there we go. Okay. Moving on to wellness tip number 2. Stay hydrated. Your body is about 60% water. The body constantly loses water throughout the day, mostly through urine and sweat, but also from regular body functions like breathing. So it's very important to stay hydrated throughout the day. If you're not hydrated enough, this may cause your kidneys to work much harder, and it can be very harmful in the long run. While you should definitely stay hydrated throughout the day, you should also look to hydrate yourself first thing in the morning. Before you eat anything, hydrate your body with warm water, maybe put some lime in it. Not only will this freshen you up, but it will also help support your gut, kidneys, and flush toxins. There are many benefits of drinking water. Obviously, for one, water keeps every system in the body functioning properly, regulates your body temperature. It carries nutrients and oxygen to your cells, flushes bacteria from your bladder and toxins from your body in general. Helps with digestion, with weight loss. When you're feeling hungry, drink water. Interestingly, thirst is often confused with hunger. Water prevents constipation, adds cushion to your joints, protects organs. It improves brain function. Your brain is strongly influenced by hydration, by your hydration status. So studies show that even mild dehydration can impair many aspects of brain function. And it obviously maintains your electrolyte balance, especially after a major illness, fever, vomiting, or diarrhea. Giving your body enough fluids to carry out these tasks means that you're staying hydrated. Not drinking enough water each day would put you at risk for dehydration. Some of those warning signs could be weakness, low blood pressure, dizziness, lightheadedness, dry mouth, lips, or eyes, and you're just not urinating enough, or the urine is dark, yellow in color with a strong odor. So how much water should you drink a day? The million-dollar question. As with most things, this really depends on the individual. Many factors, both internal and external, ultimately affect how much water you need. Unfortunately, many of us aren't getting enough water to drink, especially older adults. Older people don't sense thirst as much as they did when they were younger. And that could be a problem if they're on medication that may cause fluid loss, such as diuretic. By the time most people feel thirsty, they are already dehydrated. So in general, you all probably have heard of the 8x8 rule. If you're healthy, health experts recommend 8 8-ounce glasses, which equals about 2 liters or half a gallon a day. Some experts believe that you need to be sipping on water constantly throughout the day. This includes fluids from water, juice, caffeinated beverages like coffee and teas. Now, caffeinated beverages aren't ideal because they cause a little extra urination over the course of the day. However, they do contribute to your total fluid consumption and add water overall to your body. You can also get water from food. On average, you have about 20% of water that comes from the foods you eat. So with that said, it really depends on the individual. Some people might need more water than others. How much water you need also depends on certain factors. It depends on where you live. You'll need more water, obviously, if you're in hot, humid, dry areas. You'll also need more water if you live in the mountains or high altitude. High altitudes cause your body to lose water twice as fast as if you're at sea level. So your body's working harder, you're breathing harder, so your body's going to use up more water. Your diet. If you drink a lot of coffee or caffeinated beverages, well, then you might lose more water through urination. You also need to drink more water if your diet is high in salty, sugary, or spicy foods. or if you don't eat a lot of hydrating foods that are high in water, like fresh fruits and vegetables. The temperature or season, the more the water in warmer months, you're going to need more than in cooler due to perspiration. Your environment, if you spend a lot of time outdoors, in the sun, in hot temperatures, or in a heated room like saunas, you might feel thirstier faster and need more water. How active you are. If you're active during the day or walk or stand a lot, you'll need more water than someone who's sitting at a desk. Obviously, if you exercise or do a lot of intense activity, you're going to need more water to cover that water loss. Your health. If you have an infection, a fever, if you lose fluids through vomiting or diarrhea, you're going to need to drink more water. If you have health conditions like diabetes, you'll need more water. Some medications like diuretics can also cause you to lose water. And finally, if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, you're going to need extra water to stay hydrated. It is possible to drink too much water, especially if you have certain health conditions such as thyroid disease or kidney or liver or heart problems. Or if you're taking medications that make you retain water, such as non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, opiate pain medications, and some antidepressants. So as you can see, the amount of water you drink really depends on each individual. There's really no one size fits all answer, and you should really check with your doctor if you're unsure about the right amount of water for you. Wellness tip number 3. Take a probiotic supplement. Now, a common question about probiotics is whether it's okay to take probiotic supplements every day. Although there are a few exceptions to this rule, the general answer is yes, it's safe and it's commonly recommended to take them daily. It's important to understand that probiotics are a natural supplement, it's not a medicine. If you're not aware of them, probiotics are natural live organisms that are similar to the ones present in the human gut, also known as good bacteria. When the gut becomes unbalanced with unhealthy levels of certain bacteria, probiotics can help restore that balance. They've been shown to secrete protective substances, which may turn on the immune system and prevent pathogens from taking hold and creating major disease. Some studies suggest that if you take a probiotic while taking antibiotics, you're less likely to get diarrhea caused by the antibiotic. Probiotics taken as a supplement may also reduce the number of colds you'll get in a year. And they're also commonly used to reduce gastrointestinal symptoms that are not due to acute illnesses such as gas, bloating, or constipation. Supplements aren't the only way to get a daily dose of probiotics. There are many foods loaded with these cultures of good bacteria. The best food sources of probiotics include yogurt, especially the Greek yogurt. You can sweeten that with fresh berries, which are rich in antioxidants and fiber. Kefir, it's a tangy dairy drink, is also really good with probiotics. Apple cider vinegar, fermented vegetables such as pickles or sauerkraut. Although you can get probiotics from food sources, it's kind of difficult to gauge how much you're getting because manufacturers aren't required to show a specific dose of specific probiotics, so they don't. So a supplement provides you more with a consistent dose. So it's always best to speak with your doctor, of course, before beginning any probiotics regimen. There are many different brands and types of probiotic supplements to choose from. There's about 3,000 species of bacteria used in probiotics, but the most common species are Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium. There's some that are shelf stable. Others need refrigeration to keep the bacteria alive. If they're not refrigerated, the bacteria is usually freeze-dried but remain alive. So when you take the supplement, they warm up in your digestive system and become fully active. You can find probiotic supplements in most drugstores, supermarkets, and they come as capsules or tablets to swallow or loose powder to sprinkle on food. You'll want to make sure it states a sell-by date. That's important because if they've expired, they're usually not as effective anymore. Dosages vary by product, so no general dosing recommendation can be made. However, adults usually take from 5 to 10 billion colony-forming units per day. So you just take one of those a day. Some people may experience loose stools in their first few days of taking probiotics, but this goes away. And if you take it at the end of a meal, that might help reduce those symptoms. Don't start taking probiotics, however, without first talking to your doctor or pharmacist about whether probiotics might help you. People who have immune deficiency or being treated for cancer should not use probiotics without a doctor's okay. Wellness tip number 4, spend time outdoors. According to one government estimate, the average American spends 90% of his or her life indoors. And as we get older, we become even more inclined not to venture out. And this can have many adverse consequences, especially in the long run. A lack of natural sunlight and fresh air can reduce immune function and cause chronic diseases. Besides getting a vitamin D boost, spending time outdoors lowers your blood pressure, reduces stress, and improves your mood. Sunlight helps keep your serotonin levels up. This helps raise your energy and keeps your mood calm, positive, and focused. It's important for your bones, blood cells, immune system. It can also help your body absorb more of the minerals like calcium and phosphorus. Your body needs sunlight to make vitamin D, but you don't need much. In the summer, just getting 5 to 15 minutes, 2 to 3 times a week should do it. And in the winter, you might need a little bit more. Sunlight also helps improve your sleep by setting your sleep cycle. So this is interesting. Cells in your eyes need enough light to get your body's internal clock working right. Early morning sunlight in particular seems to help people get to sleep at night. This may be more important as you age. When you're older, your eyes are less able to absorb light and you're more likely to have sleep problems. Wellness tip number 5, listening to music. This releases dopamine, the chemical that improves your mood, reduces anxiety and stress. It also helps with cognition, memory, and you're able to exercise better. If you want to keep your brain engaged throughout the aging process, listening or playing to music is a great tool. Research has shown that listening to music can reduce anxiety, blood pressure, and pain, as well as improve sleep quality, mood, mental alertness, and memory. Music can stimulate the body's natural feel-good chemicals, which are your endorphins and oxytocin. Wellness tip number 6, sleep well. Is extremely important and another way to maintain a proper and healthy lifestyle. There are several drawbacks to skimping out of sleep as well as oversleeping. According to the National Sleep Foundation, adequate sleep for adults is between 7 and 9 hours every night to stay healthy. People who sleep only 6 hours a night are 23% higher risk of developing obesity. And on the other hand, people who sleep for more than 9 hours are at higher risk for developing metabolic problems and heart disease. So you want to make sure to keep that range 7 to 9 hours. And make sure to keep a proper sleep schedule, listening to meditative music, having some chamomile tea before going to sleep will help you gently relax into your sleep and help you sleep better. It will also increase your energy levels and keep you in a fresh mood all day. There were several studies that scientists did back in the 2000s that looked at the effects of sleep deprivation, and what the researchers concluded that sleep has links to several brain functions, including concentration, productivity, and cognition. Sleep helps the body repair, regenerate, and recover, and it results in a stronger immune system. Some research even shows that how better sleep quality can help fight the body from infection. So to practice good sleep hygiene, you want to make sure you stick to a consistent sleep-wake schedule. You want to create a winding down routine. Make sure your sleeping environment is a peaceful retreat. Give yourself an electronics curfew. I think this is the hardest and most common problem that people do, is being on your phone or device right before bed. The blue light emitted by your cell phone screen restrains the production of melatonin, the hormone that controls your sleep-wake cycle. I need some water. So that's going to make it more difficult to fall asleep and wake up the next day. Exercise regularly, preferably earlier in the day, also helps you sleep better at night. And obviously you want to limit your caffeine intake, alcohol, and other drugs. Avoid high protein or high fat or high glycemic foods at night. High protein foods like steak and chicken can also disrupt because they take a long time to break down, which is a problem at bedtime since your digestion slows down by up to 50% when you sleep. And avoid clock watching at night because it draws you back to waking consciousness. Wellness tip number 7. I'm going to spend a lot of time on this one. Physical activity and exercise. So there are many types of physical activity, and being active has many health benefits, both physically and mentally. It may even help you live longer. Here's some fun facts from the CDC. Well, I don't know if they're so fun, but they're facts. More than 60% of US adults do not engage in the recommended amount of activity, and approximately 25% of US adults are not active at all. When most people hear the word exercise, they immediately associate it with hitting the gym vigorously. While vigorous exercise is good, heavy lifting for an hour is not going to undo the negative effects of sitting at a desk all day. So you need to make sure you engage in light to moderate physical activity daily to negate the prolonged sitting. And your physical activity doesn't need to be strenuous to achieve health benefits. So let's take a look at how much we need. So you need 30 minutes of moderate intensity, at least 5 days a week, for a total of 150 minutes a week. And this is a recommendation by the American Heart Association, the CDC. Most formal agencies have this recommendation. Or if it's going to be vigorous aerobic activity, you could do 25 minutes of it at least 3 days, totaling 75 minutes a day. In addition to that, you also need to incorporate muscle strengthening activities, strength training, at least 2 days a week. If you look at the chart on the right, the line graph, if you don't get 30 minutes a day, that's okay. Every little bit counts. In the line graph to the right, you'll see that just 10 minutes of exercise, it reduced the deaths due to heart disease per 100 people by 47% compared to not exercising at all. So anything counts. If you don't have 30 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you have, you should do. On average, every minute you walk extends your life 1.5 to 2 minutes. What's moderate and what's vigorous? Well, moderate intensity aerobic exercise is where you're working hard enough to raise your heart rate and break into a sweat. You'll see some examples on that: hiking, dancing, pushing a lawnmower. And the vigorous intensity is where you're breathing hard and fast and your heart rate has increased significantly. So you're running over 5 miles, walking very fast over 4.5 miles, swimming, aerobics. Benefits of a regular exercise. So, oops, not too fast. Regular exercise increases the amount of energy you burn while you're exercising. It also boosts your resting energy expenditure. This is what I love about it, is at the rate at which you burn calories when you work out, when it's over and resting. So you're still burning calories. This also helps prevent excess weight, or helps maintain weight loss. Obviously, the more intense the activity, the more calories you burn. And again, you don't need to spend hours exercising to reap the benefits. If you can't actually work out, get out and be more active throughout the day in simple ways, by taking the stairs instead of the elevator, or increasing your household chores. Muscle strength training. So remember how we said that the American Heart Association recommends 2 days per week of muscle strengthening. So there are some guidelines for that. You want to make sure to get your 2 days a week in, to do 3 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions. So what is a set and what is a repetition? A set is the number of cycles of the reps that you complete, and a repetition is the number of times you perform that specific exercise. Ideally, you want to do an exercise for each major muscle group: arms, legs, chest, back, shoulders, and abs. You want to make sure that it's significant resistance to fatigue major muscle groups. You want that continuous movement through the full range of motion. And you want to make sure you're breathing, focusing on the muscle that you're working out. You inhale when you flex and you exhale when you extend. Benefits of strength training. Strength training is great for also boosting your resting energy expenditure. And that's what I said before. It's the rate at which you burn calories when the workout is over and you're resting, especially when you do strength training for the legs, which is the biggest muscle group. There's something called an afterburn effect, which just basically means that your additional energy expenditure occurs after you're done with your exercises. So you're actually burning calories after you're completely done hours later. Physical exercise and strength training, all these processes require oxygen. So oxygen consumption rises after exercise and costs energy. So additional calories are burned after the resting rate, which is great. And you can read of some of the benefits of strength training: increased core strength that makes you stronger, fitter, increase your lean muscle mass, bone density. Some examples of strength training: weight-bearing exercises. That's just exercising with your proper weight. There's nothing that you need, no equipment, just your weight. There's weight machines. There are free weights that you could use, and then the resistance bands, which I love those as well. And let's not forget about stretching. Stretching is the simplest but most neglected element of fitness, and sometimes a bit controversial among fitness experts. Do I need to stretch? How long do I need to stretch? What are the best stretches before and after my workout? It requires no equipment, little time, and no special skills, yet many people don't include stretching in their fitness routine. Being able to take your joints through a full range of motion relaxes the tight muscles, it feels good, you have great balance, and you're not prone to injury, which is the most important. Stretching is especially important as we age due to the inelasticity of our tendons and ligaments. So it's important to stretch, maintain that range of motion. Now I'd like to show you an exercise demo video that I did for this presentation, where I demonstrate various lower upper body core strength exercises that you could do at home as well as a part of a HIIT routine. And finally, some inexpensive workout equipment that you can enhance your workouts with.
With everything that's going on nowadays, especially during the COVID-19 shutdown, people who used to be active are not being active. Research has shown heightened sedentary behavior among adults during the pandemic as a result of remote working. In addition to remote working, social distancing and self-isolating at home have largely interrupted the normal routines of the past. According to the CDC, only 15 to 20% of Texas adults meet aerobic and muscle strengthening physical activity guidelines prior to the pandemic. So those percentages are sure to have increased. I'm going to show you a few exercises that you can do at home to work on the lower, upper body, and core. These don't require any equipment, just a little space in your home and a chair without armrests. There is equipment you can use, and it's relatively inexpensive. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. I'll also demonstrate a HIIT routine that you can do in your home to get your moderate aerobic activity daily. But first, we're going to start out with weight-bearing exercises for your lower body. This is a plie squat. You want your feet shoulder width apart. Your toes are pointing outward. You're going to come straight down and straight up. Your back is straight, down and up. And the reason I like doing the plie is because it's easier on your knees. And this is obviously working your legs, which is one of your biggest muscle groups. And I have to mention that one of the biggest issues that I see in the senior community is lack of lower body strength. Another exercise you can do is high knees, and it's just that, high knees. You're going to alternate each knee coming up. You can hold onto the chair if you need to, or not, and you can just create your own intensity. You could do this tempo, or you can speed it up and get a little bit more intense workout. These are high knees. Leg extensions are next. Again, you can hold onto the chair if you need to. And that's, again, alternating legs back and forth, leg extensions. Make sure your back is straight. You don't want to hunch over because that means you're just using your back. You want to use your lower body in all these exercises. And it's leg extensions. Again, you can create your own intensity. Fast tempo, breathing, or low. Just take it down. Calf raises are next. These are one of my favorite exercises. And you're going to hold on to the chair if you need to, but not, you don't need to hold on. And you're just going straight up and squeeze the calf muscles up and down, up, down, up, down. Make sure you're squeezing your calf muscles. You want to always isolate that muscle group that you're focusing on. You can do these lower body exercises sitting down as well. The chair stand. Your feet are shoulder width apart. You're coming straight up and straight down. Barely just sitting over there before you need to get right back up. You're sitting on the edge of your chair. Up and down. Up and down. High knees. Alternating high knees. Up and down. Just alternating. Same thing as we do as we're standing up. Leg extensions. Alternating. And your calf raises. From this position, up and squeeze, up and squeeze. Toes come up and you squeeze the calves, up and squeeze. Now that we're sitting, let me show you some core exercises. Your core is equally important to maintain strength. People often think of the core muscles as being only the abdominal muscles, but the core includes the muscles in the abdomen, back, and hips, all working together as a group. One of my favorite exercises are the leg lifts. You're sitting on the edge of your chair, you're holding on to the side of your chair, and your legs are extended out, and you're just going up and down with them at the same time. This is engaging your core muscles, and your legs are also getting a workout. You're just going up and down, up and down. You want to make sure to keep your back and upper body pretty stiff and not lean back. Keep pretty stiff because that's how you're going to incorporate those core muscles. Another exercise is the crisscross. Legs are extended out, and you're just crisscrossing the legs, just like this. That's working those legs and incorporating that core. Crisscross. And finally, the other exercise I like works your chest, core, a little bit of your back. You're going to cross your arms over your chest, feet are shoulder width apart, you're sitting on the edge of your chair, and you're coming straight down and straight up. Down, up, down, up. Keeping the back straight and incorporating core, back, going straight back and straight down. Upper body exercises. A really good exercise for that is the wall push-ups. Now, your feet are shoulder width apart. The closer you are to the wall, the less work that you have to exert. And the further you are away from the wall, the more work that you're going to need to push yourself up. And so you're just coming straight down and up. And these are wall push-ups, as if you're on the floor, but you're on the wall. Again, further away from the wall, you're going to have more energy and strength to push yourself up. Other upper body exercises you can do are just your basic bicep curls. You can do them at the same time. You can alternate. You can even grab something heavy or water bottles from your home and do them with a little bit of weight. Again, together, alternating. Bicep curls, shoulder raises, just like this. And then pull downs, up and down, down, up. As you can see, these exercises are easy to do in your home. They require no equipment, and you can do them weekly to maintain physical health. Now for HIIT. HIIT stands for High Intensity Interval Training. It involves short bursts of intense exercises alternating with low intensity recovery periods. In my opinion, it's probably one of the most time efficient ways to exercise because you'll get maximal health benefits in minimal time. Typically, a HIIT workout will range anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes in duration. Here at Holland Home, we just completed a 12-day detox weight loss challenge. And part of the requirements was to attend 4 of my exercise classes in which I did a HIIT routine that lasted 20 minutes. The employees loved it. I'm going to choose 6 exercises to do. You can choose however many you want. You can even do the same exercise over and over, but variety is always best. And your goal is to have a full body workout. I'm going to demonstrate my 6 exercises. The first one is a star jump. Your feet are together. You're bending down as a squat, and you're coming up. These are star jumps. Down and up. High knees next. High knees. Fast feet. Just like that. Fast feet. All around 16. Fast feet. Skater slides. Skater slides. Standing oblique crunches. Alternating knees, crunching it down. And finally, collapse. Pull back. Now we're going to do 30 seconds of each exercise with 15-second rests in between. And we're going to go through a whole cycle of this so you can see what a HIIT workout looks like. And then I'll explain how you can increase your time to 20 minutes and have a great workout. All right, here we go. Star jumps is first, 30 seconds. Then you can do one smile too. 37 minutes is really long. Okay, rest, 15 seconds. The key here is to keep moving. 15 seconds goes by real quick. You're gonna go into your next exercise, which is high knees. Breathing, take a lot of good breaths in, deep breaths, keep moving. Get ready for those high knees. Ready? Here we go, high knees. Now, create your own intensity. You could do the high knees this way, or you can jump and do your high knees using your arms. Obviously, this requires more work, so we're gonna burn a little more calories than if you're just these high knees. 30 seconds. Okay, rest, 15 seconds. Rest, moving, waiting for the fast feet to come in. It's the next exercise. Breathe. And fast feet. This is pretty intense. You can do a monster jump instead of this. A little bit lighter on your feet, a little bit less intense, or increase your intensity. You can move with it. Every bit burns more calories. Move with it, increasing your heart rate. That's what you want. Or monster jump. Okay, 15 seconds. Deep breaths, rest, 15 seconds. Keep moving, side to side. You don't want to stop at this point because it's going to be a little bit tougher to get started on the next exercise, which is skater slides. Is the next one. And here we go, skater slides. Down a little bit more, intense. Or you can touch the floor, really. Okay, resting 15 seconds. I have 2 more exercises left. Standing, oblique crunches, and the pullbacks. Deep breaths in, waiting for the next 30-second exercise to kick in. And here we go. Again, jumping, a little bit more intense, or not jumping. Resting, 15 seconds, almost done. Deep breath. Exhale. Keep moving. Ready for the pullback. Last exercise of the hip routine, the first series. Here we go. Pull back. Again, I don't have to jump, or I can really jump and create the intensity more intense. Or I don't have to. It's 30 seconds. It's almost done. Okay, I'm done. Keep moving. Now, you're gonna rest for 1 whole minute, get a drink of water, until you start the whole series again. After your 1 minute of rest, you repeat this whole series 3 times, totaling about 15 minutes. Make sure you use about 2.5 minutes to warm up and 2.5 minutes to cool down at the end. And you have yourself a 20-minute HIIT workout. Despite how short the workout is, it can produce health benefits similar to twice as much as moderate intensity exercises. Finally, as promised, I'm going to show you a few pieces of inexpensive equipment. You can purchase this online or your local health fitness store. Dumbbells are really popular. They come in all different weights. This is 3-pounders. You could do a lot of resistance training with these and work those muscles out. There's lots of exercises online with the dumbbells. Actually, there's a lot of exercises online with all of these pieces of equipment. This is a weighted bar. Again, comes in all different weight denominations, and you do exercises with these as well for strength training. One of my favorites is the bands, resistance bands. Now, these come color coordinated because the strength is different. There's low, medium, and high, or heavy. And these are great for resistance, and there's lots of exercises online that you can do with this as well. You can do bicep curls with this. Again, you want that resistance against your muscles to strengthen those muscles. There's plenty of exercises online, and these are also available online or at your local fitness store. Pilates string is also really good to use. This will strengthen those legs, give you that resistance for your legs. The Pilates ring, and then the sliders. Sliders are, or gliders, pretty neat. You can create your own, make your own slider and glider with cardboard at home, just regular cardboard, works just as well. Or you could buy an actual glider online. But I can show you the cardboard. And what you do here is you step on it, and you just start to do your exercises. Again, providing that leg workout, a little bit of friction, you need a little bit of resistance for your lower body. If you make exercises online, we go out this way, and you'll start with motions, and then you'll switch it up, and dress yourself a leg workout too. Again, you can purchase all of these online at your local fitness store or your big box stores. And the good thing about this equipment is it offers a variety and that much needed muscle strengthening exercises that you need to incorporate into your fitness routine weekly. That concludes this mini demo of exercises and routine that I wanted to share with you all. As you can see, I spend a lot of time talking about physical activity and exercising because it's one of the major components of wellness. And I know you will benefit from doing this in your day-to-day life and long term.
See. I mean to do that. Hold on. Where are we? Let's just do this. Oops, I gotta do this again. Sorry, hold on just a second. Do you see it? I'm sorry, let me. The videos throw me off when I have to show the video and put it in my PowerPoint. So, well, I'm tired of watching myself. Okay, let's continue. Wellness tip number 8. Let's get past, sorry about this. There we go. Eat healthy. So just like the last wellness tip exercise, I could spend a whole presentation just talking about this, but I'm not. I'm going to keep it simple. One of the easiest ways to maintain your health and well-being is by eating healthy. People who don't have the time or take the effort to eating healthy, well, then you're going to probably face health problems. Studies have demonstrated that 70 to 80% of staying healthy is all about eating the right food at the right time. To eat healthy, you want to make sure to add more fruits and vegetables to your diet. I know they always say that, but it's true. Fruits and vegetables are a wonderful source of natural fibers, minerals, and vitamins. You can choose to add a variety of fruits and vegetables to your meals. It's both delicious and it makes you well. You want to make sure to choose whole foods, limit your high and ultra processed foods, cut down on those saturated fats and sugars, eat less salt, and try not to skip breakfast. It's also a good idea to understand your body type and your nutritional needs. This will help you create a balance between healthy foods and the foods that you like indulging in. And don't hesitate to take the help of a dietitian or nutritionist. You want to make sure you set yourself up for success. Keep it simple. Like I said, eating a healthier diet doesn't have to be complicated. Think of your diet in terms of color, variety, freshness, more fruits, more vegetables. I keep saying that, but it works. Buy whole foods, select real natural food over anything that's packaged or processed or in a bottle. You want to get rid of temptation. You're the gatekeeper of your food pantry, so you want to make sure to select healthy food choices when you're shopping for those groceries. And more importantly, there's no better way to handle cravings than planning snacks and meals ahead of time. By knowing what you're going to eat ahead of time, that eliminates spontaneity and uncertainty. And you want to make sure to batch cook. That's always important too. Choose a day or two and make a pack of meals, make them ahead of time. This is probably one of the best tips for success. You want to make sure you read the labels. It's important that you know that you're aware of what's in your food. Manufacturers often hide large amounts of sugar or unhealthy fats in packaged foods, and they claim to be healthy when they're not. You want to focus on how the food makes you feel after you eat it. This will foster healthy new habits and tastes. The healthier you eat, the better you're going to feel after a meal. The more junk food you eat, the more you're likely to feel uncomfortable, nauseous, or even drained of energy. I know that's how it makes me feel. Eat in moderation, which only means eat as much food as your body needs. You should feel satisfied at the end of the meal, not stuffed. And try not to think of certain foods as off limits. When you ban certain foods, it's natural to want those foods even more. And then you feel like a failure if you get into the temptation. Start by reducing those portion sizes of those unhealthy foods or just not eat them as often. Think smaller servings. Serving sizes have ballooned recently. When dining out, try to do a starter instead of an entree. Split a dish with a friend, or split it and take it to have a box and take it to go so that you know you're not going to eat it at that sitting. And don't order anything supersized. Take your time. It's important to slow down and think about the food as nourishment rather than something just you're about to gulp down in between meetings or on the way to pick up the kids. It actually takes a few minutes for your brain to tell your body that it's had enough food. So eat slowly and stop eating before you feel full. Eat with others whenever possible. Eating alone, especially in front of the TV or computer, often leads to mindless overeating. Limit your snack foods at home. Be careful about the foods that you keep on hand. Control emotional eating. We don't always just eat to satisfy hunger. Many of us turn to food to relieve stress or cope with unpleasant emotions, such as sadness, loneliness, or boredom. By learning healthier ways to manage your stress and emotions, you can regain control over the foods that you eat. So it's not just what you eat, but what you eat. Eat breakfast and eat smaller meals throughout the day. A healthy breakfast jumpstarts your metabolism. And avoid eating late at night. Try to eat dinner earlier and fast for 14 to 16 hours until breakfast the next morning. Studies suggest that eating only when you're most active and giving your digestive system a long break each day may help you regulate your weight. Okay, moving on to the next wellness tip. Touch, love, meaningful relationships. So you probably know that there are many ways to improve your well-being and chances of living longer, such as exercising and eating better. But did you know that maintaining meaningful relationships also plays an important role in health, happiness, and longevity? Good, close relationships appear to buffer us from problems of getting old. Make your connection closer and deeper. Affection and touch can improve your immune function, lower blood pressure, reduce acne, promote better sleep. It eases stress and anxiety and increases the risk of heart disease. Some experts say that the key to a long and happy union is to touch each other every single day. The touching can be simple as a hello hug, a gentle rub on the back, but stay connected. Not only can affectionate touch promote feelings of bonding and attachment, but in long-term relationships, but it could also contribute to overall health and well-being. Dozens of studies have shown that people who have satisfying relationships with families and friends and their community, they're happier and have fewer health problems and live longer. On the opposite side, a lack of social ties is also associated with depression and later life cognitive decline, as well as increased mortality. When touch is wanted, it appears to be fantastic for our overall health and the health of our relationships, say the experts. And the final wellness tip is it's okay to break your routine. So while leading a routine and maintaining schedules is good for your health, you should also break your routines every once in a while. Breaking routines will be a welcome break for your mind and your body with all the regular schedules. Plan a vacation or staycation, take a break from work. When you break your routine, don't waste your time laying around and being lazy. Do the things you like, be productive. This will reinvigorate you and keep you in better spirits. So just to recap, 10 life-changing wellness tips. Meditation, stay hydrated, take probiotics, spend time outdoors, listen to music, sleep well, get physical activity, eat healthy, touch, love, have meaningful relationships, and break your routine. So in summary, these 10 simple but life-changing tips that will make it possible for you to have a healthy and happy life. These tips may seem simple, but they will have a big impact on your health, happiness, and well-being. Make sure not only to keep these tips in mind, but to start following them as much as possible. Be well. And that's the end. If anybody has any questions. Thank you. There's one in the chat. You have to unmute if you have a question, I think, right? Okay. Or I know they have to, but do you have to?
I was gonna say something.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Liliana. I see Juanita's in the chat. Will I be able to get a recording of the video? Yes, we are gonna have a recording of the video. I will send that out possibly tomorrow with a link. Send it out to everyone again, and so that you can save it and use these 10 tips every day. So any other questions? If you have any questions, just unmute yourself so that we are able to hear you. Yeah, they just said, yeah, they're saying good presentation, wanted the video link.
Oh,
Thank you.
will I be able to see her exercises on the video?
Yes.
Yes, the exercises are actually embedded in the PowerPoint presentation.
Okay, all right. This was very good. Thank you.
And we can send a link for that separately as well. That's what I thought I would tell you. We could do both, just in case you get the presentation and it doesn't, you know, how that works sometimes, or it doesn't work sometimes, then we can send that link separate with the presentation as well.
Okay, thank you. I enjoyed this very, very much.
And who is that talking? Thank you so much for joining us.
That was Juanita. I was saying I really enjoyed that very, very much. And the exercise, the little simple exercises really gave me incentive
Good.
to want to try it.
Good. It's good to try everything at least once, is my philosophy. And usually once I try it once, I like it and I do it too much.
And that's why I wanted to demo. It's easier to see what I'm talking about and by me doing it than me just talking about, oh, well, here's a leg lift and here's a squat and here's a this. So it's easier to see it. And that's what I wanted you all to have. So I think exercise and physical activity is extremely important in longevity.
Yeah, and with everything going on past year and a half, everybody kind of being isolated, you know, you can obviously do these in your own home, or even out in the backyard, or the front yard, just to get some fresh air, as one of them says, to get outdoors. So
Yeah,
I think everybody needs to at least have some kind of exercise regimen in their life. As I'm saying that, I don't have one. But.
And just to let you all know, the equipment is important as well. You want to offer that resistance for your muscles. And when we had the first shutdown, that sold out. You couldn't get that in months on Amazon, on any website, because that was the first thing that people wanted to order to do at home since they couldn't go to the gym anymore. So You never know what's going to happen, but you know, having a set of dumbbells at home or some bands is a good thing as well, because you want that resistance training at least twice a week. That's recommended by CDC and the American Heart Association.
Charlotte had a question. When is our next presentation? The next one is on September 21st. This one is actually going to be a very, I think it's a very interesting one. For everyone that wears makeup, little did you know, the next one is paint and powder. Suffering for beauty is as old as the human race. Learn about how the elite poisoned themselves while rural folks had healthier skin. Julie Cius from Bayou Bend will lead a discussion on makeup in the 18th century. So that is going to be a very interesting presentation, and I can't wait for that one. So. Looks like Juanita put on there, she gardens and uses fertilizing her plants from a little thing of gallons of water helps, but don't do it every day. Well, at least you're getting some kind of a little bit of a workout. You know, a little bit is better than nothing. So good for you, Juanita.
Thank you. When will the one with makeup be?
Makeup is on Tuesday, September 21st. And I will also send out another, you know, a flyer and all that, along with the links and everything as well. All right, so we're done with questions. Thank you so much to everyone. As I mentioned earlier, or a few minutes ago, our next one is on Tuesday, September 21st for paint and powder. Learning about makeup in the 18th century and how we used to poison ourselves. So, well, the elite used to. So I hope everyone is staying safe, masked up, vaccinated, and also staying dry. Apparently it's been monsoon season here these past couple of days here. So don't drown, turn around. And don't play out in the lightning, because I know it was pretty bad these past couple of days. So thank you everyone for attending, and thank you everyone here at Holly Hall. And thank you Liliana, and thank you Hakeem for being our videographer for today. So I look forward to seeing everyone next time. Y'all be safe and mask up.